The bus hissed to a stop in the cold dawn, and Marcus Hale flinched as if the sound had called his name. He tightened his grip on the paper bag of sandwiches, peanut butter for Lily, plain for himself, and stepped off onto the cracked sidewalk. The city was still half asleep, streetlights blinking like tired eyes, and Marcus wondered, not for the first time, how a single morning could carry so much weight. He had court in 3 hours. Marcus was not a man who believed the world was against him. He believed the world was busy, indifferent, and sometimes cruel by accident. He believed in getting up early, keeping promises, and making sure his daughter ate before he did. That belief had carried him through 2 jobs, a layoff, and the quiet, unglamorous ache of being a single father who still set the table for 3 out of habit. As he crossed the street toward the diner where he washed dishes before sunrise, he saw her. She sat on the curb beside the bus shelter, a small figure folded inward like a question no one had answered. Her coat was thin, her hair silver and loose, her hands trembling as she tried to fasten a broken shoe strap. People passed by, eyes forward, phones glowing. Marcus slowed. He felt the familiar tug, help or hurry. Lily's bus would arrive in 40 minutes. His shift started in 10. The woman looked up, startled, as Marcus crouched a careful distance away. "Ma'am," he said softly, the way he spoke to frightened dogs and upset kids, "are you all right?" She shook her head, embarrassed. I don't think so. I missed my bus. My phone's dead. I don't know this part of town." Marcus glanced at the diner's clock through the window. He stood, pulled his jacket tighter, then shrugged it off and draped it over her shoulders. The coat smelled faintly of soap and old rain. "Let's get you warm," he said. "There's coffee inside. You can charge your phone." "I couldn't," she began. "You can," he said, smiling. The smile Lily said made him look brave. "Come on." Inside, the diner hummed with the low ritual of morning. Marcus waved to the cook, bought coffee with the last of his cash, and slid the woman into a booth near an outlet. He handed her a napkin for her hands, a sandwich from his bag. "For the road," he said. "It's not fancy." She held the sandwich like it was fragile. "Thank you," she said, voice steadying. "You didn't have to." He shrugged. "I had to." They sat in companionable quiet while her phone drank power. Outside, the city woke up, one siren at a time. When she finished the coffee, she sighed, the kind of sigh that empties a room. "I have an appointment," she said. "I can't be late." Marcus nodded, already pulling out a scrap of paper. "Where to?" She hesitated, then named the courthouse. He paused. A strange heat rose in his chest. He folded the paper carefully. "I'm going that way," he said. "I can walk you to the bus stop." They stepped back into the light together. She walked with dignity, even with the broken strap. At the stop, Marcus pressed his transit card into her hand. "I can't take this," she protested. "You can," he said again. "I'll get another." She studied his face, searching. "You're very kind." He laughed, embarrassed. "I'm just doing what I'd hope someone would do for my kid." The bus arrived. She climbed aboard, turned back, and held his gaze longer than expected. "What's your name?" "Marcus." "Thank you, Marcus," she said. The doors folded shut. Marcus watched the bus disappear, then checked his watch and sprinted for the diner. He worked hard, hands raw, mind elsewhere. At 9, he rinsed his last plate, clocked out, and hurried to pick up Lily. She ran to him, backpack bouncing, hair in a crooked braid. "Did you bring the apple?" she asked. He grinned. "Always." At the courthouse, Marcus sat on a hard bench, Lily coloring quietly beside him. The charge, an unpaid fine that had grown teeth, felt absurdly large in his pocket. He had tried to explain to Lily why grown-ups sometimes had to sit and wait for important things. They were called in. The courtroom was cooler than he expected. Marcus stood, hands clasped, as the judge entered. When she took her seat, he felt the room tilt. It was the woman from the bus stop. Her hair was pulled back now, her posture composed, a robe draped like authority. For a heartbeat, Marcus thought he might faint. He stared at the floor, heart thudding. Lily squeezed his hand. "Good morning," the judge said, her voice familiar, steady. Her eyes met his. Recognition flashed, then settled into something unreadable. The proceedings moved quickly. The clerk read the details. Marcus spoke when asked, voice honest, words simple. He explained his jobs, the missed notices, the way money vanished faster than it arrived. He did not mention the morning, the coffee, the jacket. He did not ask for mercy. He asked for time. The judge listened. She asked a few questions, precise and gentle. Marcus answered. The room held its breath. She paused, pen resting against the paper. Mr. Hale, she said, before I rule, I'd like to note something. Marcus's stomach clenched. Earlier today, she continued, I experienced an act of kindness that reminded me why we serve. She looked at Lily, then back to Marcus. I believe in accountability. I also believe in humanity. She made her decision. Relief washed through Marcus so suddenly his knees weakened. He thanked the court, his voice breaking. As they turned to leave, the judge called his name again. Mr. Hale. He stopped. She smiled. Not the formal curve of court, but the warm, unmistakable smile from the diner booth. Please make sure you get your jacket back, she said softly. Outside, sunlight poured down the courthouse steps. Lily skipped ahead, humming. Marcus stood for a moment, breathing, the city loud and alive around him. He slipped on his jacket, felt its familiar weight, and started home with his daughter, the morning finally catching up to them both.